So yesterday we talked about adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, part one, and we were specifically using the number line. But while we were using the number line, we also noticed a few things that were happening that might be shortcuts for us that we're going to talk about today. So today is actually moving away from using the number line, at least, but not counting every little piece in the number line. I will often use the number line as a concept in my brain. Like I might say, if I said something like this, here's our first problem. -4 minus, 12. Okay, in my brain, I'm thinking, oh yeah, number line says, for negatives, I always go what direction? Left, right? So I'm going to go -4, and then it says, and -12. So I'm going to keep going left. So in my brain, I'm saying, oh, number line says -4 and then -12. To me, that tells me I'm adding them. Does that make sense? I'm adding them, and they're going to stay negative because it's going to be way over here in the negative. So I know it's going to be negative, and I'm just adding 4 and 12, which is 16, right? -16.
Yes.
Right? That's pretty interesting. All right, let's try another one. See if that always works. All right, -2 minus 3 minus 4 minus 5. Let's try that. Okay, in my brain I'm thinking number line, but I'm not going to draw the number line. I'm not going to go over 2. I'm not going to start at 0 and go over 2, and then over 3, and then over 4, and then over 5. It's just in my brain I'm thinking -2, -3, -4, -5. Definitely negative. They're all going in the same direction. It's got to be negative. I'm just going to add them all together. Does that make sense? Right? You see what I mean? All right, so suddenly I know they're going to be negative because my answer was going to be way over there. So I just add the numbers now. 2 and 3 is 5, and 4 is 9, and 5 is 14. So -14. Right?
Yes.
You see what I'm doing? You're lost? Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. Good. If anybody ever is lost, just tell me, because I will just totally explain it. But, so that makes sense, right? You guys get this, right, so
Yes.
far? It's like really pretty straightforward. What if I did this? This is harder. What if I gave you something like this? 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. That's harder, right? Way harder. Because I don't have any negatives. Now I'm going to think, oh my God, well, is the answer going to be positive or negative? I don't know! Until I think of my number line, I think, okay, let's see. 4 is positive, so I go 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Oh, look, they're all positive. That must mean they're all positive. Therefore, they're positive. So the answer is positive, and I'm just going to be adding the numbers together. So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So positive 10, right? All right, who can create a rule that describes what we just did? We need a rule that helps us add and subtract numbers that are the same signs. Notice, in this one, all I did was I had all negatives. This one I had all negatives. This one I had all positives. How could I write that as a rule? Yeah?
Maybe if you have, if you have a positive plus a positive,
Yeah?
if you're adding the same type, positive or negative, it will always equal that.
Okay. So let's do, so here's our rules. These are, basically we're looking for patterns, right? We are looking for patterns, and this we have found a pattern that really seems kind of simple. So here's our first one. If signs are the same, comma, keep the sign, comma, and add, this is on the, and add the numbers. If the signs are the same, you keep the sign, and you just add the numbers. Does that make sense? Let's see how that works out here. they're all negative, right? The signs are the same, right? This is a -4, this is a -12. So I'm going to keep the sign. I know it's going to be negative. And I'm just going to add 4 plus 12. 4 plus 12 is 16, so it's -16, right? In some ways, that's what a lot of you already were doing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you're doing? Keep the sign. All the signs are the same, so I keep the sign. It's going to be negative. And then I just add 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 14. So -14. Just put the negative in there first, right, so that you know. This one, they're all positive. I know the answer is going to be positive. Is it okay to write plus 10, positive 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would a teacher mark you off for writing positive 10 instead of just 10?
No.
No, right? Because plus 10, positive 10, and 10 are the same thing. It's totally fine. But it just, sometimes when you're doing these, it sometimes helps to have that extra, to deal with the signs first, and then the final answer. Okay, so that's our first rule. Now the second rule. Remember, we are mathematicians. We're looking for patterns, right? That's what mathematicians do. That's what Einstein did. That's what all the scientists do. They're looking for patterns in the universe that they can use to create an equation or something that possibly works and allows them to predict what's going to happen in the future or in a specific situation or whatever. That's what they do, right? They're always looking for patterns. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, let's start. Let's try this now. In this case, the signs were the same. Am I right? All the signs are the same. That rule. So let's now say, what if the signs are different? Right? Okay. So here we go. Well, let's just try a few. So we were 1, 2, 3. So now we'll do 4. 4. Okay. What is 10 minus 6? What is 10 minus 6? 4. 4. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Now, thinking about the number line, what is 6 minus 10? Let's see. Number line,
-4.
so I've got, here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then minus 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. That's -4. Okay, so it's -4. Okay, so that's one. We're just looking, we're just doing a few to just try first. So number 5. Okay, what is, 16 minus 12? 16 minus 12.
4.
4! Oh my God. Okay, that's great. All right, so now I'm going to flip them. Let's see, what is 12 minus 16? I think. I'd have to go over 12. Back over 12 this way, and then 4 more. Oh, it would be -4, right? All right? That's interesting. Okay. All right, you guys with me so far?
Yes.
Let's try another one. 6. Okay, what is, 28 minus 24?
4.
4! Oh my God! Oh my God, I'm starting to see a pattern! Do you guys see this?
They're all 4.
This is incredible. All right, let's see. 24 minus 28 is going to -4. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's see if it works. It works like it's working on almost everything. Okay, like 32 minus 28. What is that?
4.
32. Oh my God, it's 4 again. And what is 28 minus 32?
-4.
-4. Oh my God, I think I see the pattern. Whenever I subtract one number from another, I always get either 4 or -4.
What?
Whenever I subtract one number from another number, I either get 4 or -4.
No. Wait, that's...
No.
That is so awesome.
That's not true.
That is a great. We could win the Nobel Peace Prize.
No.
This is exciting
Very,
stuff.
very
I have
exciting.
never seen this in
No.
any of the documentation, any of the scientific, scientific workbooks or magazines
Let him go on his rant.
This is
Let him go on his
incredible.
rant and then let him fail. People need to fail.
Excuse me? Are you saying I'm wrong?
Yeah.
Give me an example. Okay, just throw anything at me and I'll prove you I'm right. Okay, any problem? Any problem? Don't throw anything at me. Just give me a problem. Sorry. Don't throw that at me.
To get a negative or to get a positive? A negative?
Well, I'm gonna just show you that whenever I subtract or add, subtract two numbers from each other, I either get either a 4 or a negative 4. Just as I have proven wholeheartedly
Oh,
and
6 minus
convincingly here. What?
6 minus 2. 4 minus 101. That's full.
That's easy. So we'll start off with this one, 101 minus 4, and then we'll do 4 minus 101. Well, everybody knows, since I proved this, that 101 minus 4 is 4. And
Okay, calculator time.
4 minus 101 is negative 4. What?
Do the
97.
The calculator proved you wrong.
101.
All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That was just Blaze did something wrong there. So let's try something simple.
Actually,
2
probably did. I just
2
don't
minus
know what
1. We all know that's going to be 4.
No, it's
And 1 minus 2 is
it is. Guys,
negative
just
4.
let him fail.
No.
Wait,
Do the math.
Nope. Look, see, I have 2 fingers here. Now I have one finger.
Try a number line.
wait a minute. You guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yours is just proving
You
that
guys.
is your point.
2 minus 1 is not 4.
No, it's one.
These four guys, calm down.
It's
Oh, no. 2 minus 1 is 1. What's 1 minus 2?
negative 1.
Negative
Are you
1.
sure you got
Oh,
a math
shoot.
teacher?
All right, let's try this.
Positive about that?
This is really a bummer. Okay, here I thought we were on to something pretty exciting.
Are you sure
All
you
right,
judge someone
all right,
else
let's
better than
do
you?
like 8 minus 6. What is that?
That is 2.
2. What is
That's
6
four.
minus 8?
That's
It's negative 4.
Negative 4.
Negative 2. Well, this is very weird. My theory totally got screwed up. Does anybody
It's all my
see the real pattern that I didn't see at first? Okay, Tom.
Oh wait, well, if you say you have like 8 minus 6, you should always 2. If you do the opposite, it'll always equal the negative.
So the number stays the same, it's just the sign that changes? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're going to say, Gavin?
I was gonna, yeah, I was gonna
How would
say-
you word it?
So in an equation, if there's 2 numbers, you switch them around, and then if you just avoid like the plus and negative or no sign, whatever, and then switch it to the other one, that would be your answer. Because
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, it's interesting. So, all right, let's write our next rule down then. So 2. If the signs are different, and this one I'm going to use very casual language. I apologize, but it's easier to remember. I'm not going to say the absolute value and stuff right now, but I'll explain that in a minute. If the signs are different, the signs are different on all of these. This is a positive and this is a negative, right? I'm going to keep the sign of the larger number. And technically, I shouldn't say it this way. The larger number, and I'm going to say I'll put it in here. Technically, I don't know how to spell that.
Absolutely.
Technically, the larger absolute value. The larger absolute value. It's just that takes longer to say. That's why I don't usually do it. But in my brain, I'm thinking that. But so keep the signs, if the signs are different, keep the sign of the larger number and then subtract smaller number from larger number. We'll talk about it. So it says, if the signs are different, you keep the sign of the larger number, or technically the larger absolute value. I don't know if everybody knows what absolute value is. But the absolute value of positive 10 is positive 10. The absolute value of negative 10 is positive 10. The absolute value, so So absolute value just takes something that's either positive or negative and it keeps it positive, right? So we're only talking about a real distance, a distance away from zero, a distance. And distance has to always be positive. You can't have a negative distance. I can't have a box or a rectangle with a side that's negative 2 inches. It doesn't work. I can't have a negative distance, right? So absolute value is just talking about distance. So we're only talking positive. So think of that as a positive 10 and a positive 6. Which is bigger, 10 or 6? 10. All right, what's the sign in front of 10? Okay, so then I keep the positive, I keep the sign in front of the bigger number. Does that make sense? Focus. Keep the sign in front of the bigger number. That's positive. The 10's the bigger number, it's positive. I put a positive. And then I just subtract the littler number from the bigger. So 10 minus 6 is 4. Positive 4. And this one, 6 minus 10. That's hard to do mathematically, right? Unless you use this thing, this trick, this little rule. The bigger number, technically the bigger absolute value is 10. If they're both positive, 10 would be the bigger number. And the sign in front of the 10 is the negative. So I'm going to keep the negative. And then I'm just going to take the smaller number and I'm going to subtract it from the bigger number. It's much easier to subtract, go 10 minus 6 than 6 minus 10. Don't you agree with me?
Yes.
Right? So if you're just using logic, really, this has got to be negative, right? It's got to be. I'm taking a bigger number away from the little number. It's got to be negative. Now just subtract the little number from the big number. Does that make sense? It works for everything. So that means it'll work for big, big things, right? If I gave you... All right, we're going to go 1 minute over today, okay? I apologize, but we just are going to do it. Here we go. If I had negative 4,200 plus, I don't know, 800, right? Now, that's hard. Or I could write it the other way, 800 minus 4,200. That's the same problem. I just moved this over here. Same thing, right? That looks hard to me. But to me, which is the bigger number without looking at the sign? It's 4,200, right?
Yeah.
What's the sign in front of it?
Negative.
Negative. So it's going to be, the answer is going to be negative. And then I just take the smaller one away from the bigger one. And that's going to give me 3,400? 3,400, right? Negative 3,400, did I do that right? Yes. That looks like 3,406. But right? Did you see what I'm doing? Yes. Question?
What I do is like if the two numbers have an equal amount of zeros,
Uh-huh.
I just take away all the zeros on each number and then subtract the two smaller numbers.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, one last thing, real quickly. On the homework, could you pass out the homework? On the homework, on the back side, there are some things that I call combining like terms. Like terms. If I said this, 4x plus 2x. Guys, you gotta listen. Can you close that door for me? Thank you. So 4x plus 2x. That says, if you need to replace, that says you have 4 x's, and you're adding to that 2 x's. So how many x's do I have?
6 x's.
It equals 6 x's. So you just add the, guys listen, Raven, listen. You guys listen. Silas, listen. Eyes up here. You're just adding the numbers in front of the x, and then you put that here, and then you put the x after it, right? You keep the x with the final answer. You're just adding, those are called the coefficients. You're adding the coefficients, okay? So that's practicing, that's actually using positive and negative numbers as well. Okay, that's it.
Very polite to us. 3 minutes over.
Leafy's here.